Hello, this is the third lecture of game theory. We are in the middle of predicting the result, or predicting the human behavior. As I said, economics is all about making predictions. Of course, some part of economics says this is wrong, this is not correct, this is desirable, this is good, this is bad, kind of judgmental part would be included. However, the judgmental part is destined to be subjective. Some people would be against it. In any kind of argument, there are counter arguments which says the argument is wrong. So economist is more concentrate on the objective things, which is what is going to happen. We are extremely cautious to say something is good, something is bad. Instead, we say this will happen. If you do that, that will not happen. If you do this, that will happen, kind of thing. So, but then people are attracted to that. That's why so many people, including you, want to study economics, because making predictions gives you the power and advantage. Of course, if you study the finance, the field in economics, finance, then you are talking about stock price and interest rate. If you think about industry, then you are industrial economics, then you are talking about what kind of new product Samsung would develop, what kind of pricing would LG do, what kind of advertising would Hyundai Automobile Company would do, and things like that. In our respective, what is game theory? It's about strategy. What kind of choice people would make in certain situations. So here, of course, we ended the class for this Go Stop game, where instead, even though we have 5 million result, which would be better result than 1 0. Tom would get 1 million, Bill gets 0. The first number is Tom, second number is Bill. Compared to 5 million for Tom and Bill, Tom 1 million, Bill 0 is worse for both people. Bill, of course, it's tragic. Tom, even though he can get 1 million, that's much less than 4 million. But we saw that because of their greed or monetary incentive, they can never choose 5 because it collapses one by one. So the game theorists, economists predict the result will be Tom would stop immediately. And if you actually do that with the real money, then you probably would that. We are not going to say 100%, but like 70, 80, 90% that will happen. Tom would stop. What would you do? You can stop $1 million, or you can aiming for 5 million. However, you are risking ending up getting 0. Ask yourself. This is another game. Okay, we are gonna formally introduce later, but we have two people, Tom and Bill. Let's say Tom can choose up, middle, down. UMD is up, middle, down. And Bill can choose left, center, right. And they are choosing it without observing each other. So simultaneously, Bill choose R, Tom choose D. Tom gets $5 million, Bill gets $1 million. If you are Tom, are you happy? Probably happy. 5 is the biggest number here. The first is Tom's, the second is Bill's. If you are Bill, are you happy? 1 million is better than nothing, but you have number 3, 2, 4 kind of thing. So Bill would not be extremely happy. He might be even unhappy by ending up $1 million. So it's very complicated process going on inside Tom's mind and Bill's mind, because Tom does not know what Bill is going to do, but he has to choose one of them. Likewise, Bill should choose LCR without knowing what Tom would do. If Tom would choose U, from Bill's point of view, L gives 3 million, C gives 2 million, R gives 4 million, so he would choose R. But if Tom chooses D, 1, 0, 2, so Bill would choose L. The problem is the Bill does not know what Tom will choose. So if Tom and Bill are playing this game, we have the expression that playing the game, what would be the result? What is your prediction? I cannot do it here, but in real class, when I'm with you, for the last 10 years, I played it with a student many times. And to tell the truth, as I said, the science on human behavior is not the exact science like physics or chemistry, so I don't get the same result all the time. But if you play this with your younger brother, younger sister, or older brother, or friends, I encourage you to do that, probably you will get around here. The second most is UL, but probably the most is ML. This is what game theorists like me would predict. Out of this 9 possibility, I would predict if you play with your friend or let your friends play each other, then they would very likely to end up choosing M, middle, and left. Okay, briefly say why. First of all, if you're thinking very deeply from Bill's point of view, would you choose C? If you choose C, depending on what Tom would choose, you will get 2 million, 1 million, and 0. That is not very wise of Bill to do that. Why? If Bill changed to L, 2 become 3, 1 become 2, 0 become 2. So whatever Tom chooses, L always gives a higher, bigger money than C from Bill's point of view. So I can definitely tell Bill, if he chooses C, you are dumb. That is wrong choice. And if you are Bill and thinking a little bit about this game, he will never choose C. In real game, out of 100 people, maybe 1 or 2 would choose C. Most people would never choose C. Then Bill choose either L or R. 2 and 0, 2 and 1. So it seems a little bit like L is better, but 4 is bigger than 3. So whether Bill would choose, by now, Bill should determine that never choose C, either L or R. If Tom is choosing U, then R is better. MD, L is better. Then what about Tom? He may thinking about choosing U, then he may get 2 million if Bill choose L and 3 million if Bill choose R. Bill will never choose C. But then if Tom changed to M, 2 would become 3, 3 would become 4. Therefore, Tom is not likely to choose U, knowing that C would not be chosen. So if they keep playing this game, Bill would finally realize, I'm not going to play C. If Tom plays, then Tom would realize, oh, Bill never chose C. Then I'll never get 4. Then 3 is because 3 is bigger than 2, 4 is bigger than 3. It's dumb of me to choose U. So if Tom never choose you, Bill would lose any reason why to choose R, because R can be justified only Tom choose you, but Tom would not. Then Bill would definitely choose L. Then Tom would definitely choose M. So this would be the result. Wow. I mean, Tom and Bill are not economists. They are not game theorists. They are not smart people. But, Professor explains that. But can they thinking all this inside their head and choose M and L? Yes, they do. I mean, what economists have found out is people may look dumb, behave dumb in the real life, but when the money is concerned, all of a sudden, most of the people who doesn't look very sharp and smart become very sharp. So money is the magical thing make people happy. So people would do anything to make money, even they become smart. So the magical money would play this, and please try. You are more often than not would end up 3 million for the Tom, 2 million for the Bill. Anyway, this is what game theorists do. Making prediction of people's choice. Aesop's fable. Okay, you know Aesop's fable. That is like old Greek person named Aesop. The story tells us that Aesop was a slave. But anyway, he's a very smart one. He has many educational stories. Even nowadays, that stories teaches us a lot. I wonder if you remember the story about farmer and lion. Okay, I'm telling you again. I'm not your mom, but I'm willing to tell you. There is a male lion on the suburb of Greece. And then he found out a very beautiful woman, but this woman is not lioness, but a human being. So the lion found out that the beautiful lady is a daughter of a farmer. So the lion knocked the door of the farmer's house and asked the farmer, "Can I marry your daughter?" So what the farmer said, thinking about this, if you say no, come on, my daughter is a human being and beautiful, why should she marry you, the stinking animal, furry animal? Then what would the male lion will do? First of all, lion would be very disappointed. Then lion gets upset. Then lion comes and kills the farmer and probably the daughter too, whole family. So father was in agony. He said, "Oh, I'll think it over." Then he came back with an answer. The farmer said, "Yes, you can marry my daughter." Surprise! But then there's one condition. My daughter is young and naive girl, and he is very afraid of your sharp teeth and claw, nail. Claw is the nail of the big animal. So if you pull out your all teeth and nail, my daughter will marry you. Lion said, hopelessly, helplessly in love with the lady. Lion said, "Oh, that's not a problem at all." And on the spot, he pulled all his teeth and nail. So he's like, "Oh, yes, I pulled my teeth out. Can I marry your daughter?" kind of thing. I read this story when I was like about 5 years old. I thought that, wow, this is a beautiful love story. The lion pulled out the teeth and claw and married to the love of his life. It didn't turn out that way. What was the end of the story? The farmer says, "Okay, you're a lion without teeth and claw, then you're like a cow. I'm not afraid of you anymore. And the farmer pulled out a spear and some bat and hit and spoke the lion to death. Well, poor lion. He bet on his love, and it was lion who was naive and believed in farmer's promise, but ended up that lion was dead, killed by the farmer, instead of marrying the farmer's daughter. The economist has, okay, I'm going to teach you, so don't worry at this point about how to draw this graph. But, there's a lion and a farmer. Lion can pull off his teeth and claw, nail, or not doing that. If lion pulled it off, the farmer can say yes for marriage or no for marriage. From lion's point of view, pull out teeth, yes, he would be as happy as 5. This number is bigger if you are happier. The first number is lion, the second number -5 for farmer. Likewise everywhere. So lion pulled out teeth, but farmer says no. Lion would be very unhappy. Actually, farmer killed him, so -10. On the other hand, if the farmer allows, even though he has no teeth, he will get married, so 5. If lion has a teeth and get married, it's better than 5. Now get married with teeth and claw, nail. Teeth, no marriage, or once again sad, but at least he has his teeth, so better than -10. So the first number, -10, 5, 0, 10, thinking over, I think it makes sense. Just compare which is bigger, okay? What I mean is, it doesn't have to be like, it's also okay, -100, 50, 0, 100 kind of thing. So here, what is important in this number is which is bigger, which is smaller kind of thing. From farmer's point of view, what would be the best thing? What happened in the story? The lion has noticed, say no. Then the daughter doesn't have to get married to the lion, animal, and maybe he can kill the lion. If the lion doesn't have a teeth, but married to daughter, -5, not happy. You want your daughter to get married a handsome man, but lion, no. Lion teeth, if you say yes, once again, you have a son-in-law who's a lion. Well, not this time with teeth and claw, but anyway, you feel unhappy that your daughter get married to a lion. Lion has teeth, and no. Wow. Are you going to be happy that your daughter doesn't get to marry lion? Lion will kill your whole family, including your daughter. Therefore, it will be really unhappy. So in this situation, what would be the result? If in the story, lion pulled out his, believing that farmer would say yes. But kind of lion was stupid. I mean, if he think in the place of farmer, when I have no teeth, farmer says yes, farmer will be -5, farmer says no, 10. So even though the farmer says, I will say okay to the marriage if you have no teeth, lion, instead of farmer's word, he should look at the numbers and should have guessed he should have an economist or game theorist as his advisor, paying him money, and would know no teeth, farmer would say no and getting 10 instead of saying yes and getting -5 because 10 is better than -5. The farmer said, if you have teeth, then I would say no. But if I have teeth, farmer say no, farmer would get negative 10. Instead of yes, negative 5. What would farmer do? Yes. So lion should have thought, I don't believe in what farmer said. If I have a teeth, he will say yes, and I'll get married. Because negative 5 is bigger than negative 10, farmer would say yes. If I have no teeth, then 10 is bigger than negative 5, farmer would say no. So, this tragic story of Aesop's fable about farmer and lion, the lion did not study the game theory. As a result, he died. You know, this, later we'll talk about, this happens so many times, not only lion. I mean, thinking about North Korea and US. US says, North Korea, please get rid of your nuclear missile. Then we'll help you. North Korea knows that, no, without nuclear missile, you're not going to help us. You are going to attack us. This can be US too. North Korea said to US, oh, please help us. Then we will get rid of our missile. US says, we will help you economically, North Korea. Even though you says you are going to get rid of the nuclear missile, then you are going to negative 5. If you don't, just get the US dollar and keep the nuclear missile, you will get 10. So kind of the USA and North Korea get the lesson from this poor lion, Aesop's fable, and that's why they say no to each other. So this is game theory. So basically, you would feel like Aesop's fable is like kids stuff. Yes, kids stuff. That's why we call it game. It's a computer game, trump game, like a card game, or in Korea, yunori, or throwing a dice, 주사위 game kind of thing. So this is a kid play. But if you look at what North Korea and USA, what China and USA, what Korea and Japan's government is doing, or the big company Samsung Electronics and Apple is doing, what Microsoft and Apple are doing, you know, basically mathematically, structurally, they're the same thing. So by analyzing this simple kids stuff game, we can make predictions on what the America would do, what the Xi Jinping of China would do, what would Samsung do, what would LG and Hyundai Automobile would do in their competition. Yeah, now think about more closer home kind of example. Exam or no exam. Professor announced that the students will get B plus if they do not take the exam. So if you don't take the exam, don't do the homework, I'll give you B plus automatically. We should do that. How about this class? 300% here. If you don't come to the class, then you will get B plus. If you don't take the exam, if you don't take the homework, once again, we don't have an exam, but I'll give you 2 assignment homework. If you don't do that, you will get B plus. But if you do the homework in this class or exam in other class, if you get the perfect 100 point, you will get A plus. However, what's the catch? If you don't get the 100 point, like 99, 98 or less, I'm not gonna give you A plus, of course. I'm not gonna give you A0. I'm not gonna give you A minus. I'm not gonna give you B plus, B0, B minus. I'm going to give you C plus. So if you participate in this assignment or exam evaluation process, you are gonna either get A plus or C plus. If you just give up, you get B+. Ask yourself, are you gonna stay back, don't do the homework in this game theory class and get B+? Or are you gonna do the homework, make no mistake, get 100 points? The exam would be very difficult. The rumor says the professor would make a question that no student would be able to solve it. In that case, everybody who participate would get C+. Will you take the exam? I mean, you would say like, oh, are the professor testing my brevity, how brave I am, or how careless I am? Actually, no. The answer I recommend is take the exam. Come to think about it, like why would professor suggest this? You know how many people are in this class? 300 plus alpha. And if the TA and professor grade them all, it's gonna be a hell. So why he suggests this? He wants the student not to take the exam. So let's assume that 200 people didn't take the exam. Only 100 take the exam. 100 is still a lot of students to grade. And probably what professor would do is, he says, come on, look at these 100 people. They study so hard, they are so confident. I think they deserve A+, and which means I don't have to grade them. So it may be possible the professor, when he suggests this, his real motivation is, I don't want to spend my time grading the student, 300 student exam or assignment or homework. So if you don't come to class, you didn't study very hard, B+. If you come to the exam or if you submit the homework, which means you studied hard. So I'm willing to give A+ to you without grading you. Does it make sense? The professor is not moral. In game theory, nobody would be regarded as moral and keep the promise. Everybody is selfish. They can do anything for their own profit, self-interest. See you next time.